Hey Jason, give me your thoughts on CJI as a whole.
Thought that CJI has been really awesome. There was a lot of fans in the stands. The energy was really cool. They put on a really good show, and there's just so many great athletes at the CJI, and I love being a part of it.
Give me a match breakdown on your match against Tye Ruotolo.
So round one, I thought went almost as perfectly as it could go. I think maybe round one was when he got the guillotine, but that might have been round two. But the plan and the strategy was not just to take him down over and over and over and try to, compete on the ground, because I've been training jiu-jitsu for 6 weeks now. I've dabbled in it here and there, but strategically, I've been training jiu-jitsu for 6 weeks. So I haven't spent a lot of time on the ground. I was expecting people to pull guard on me this tournament, so I spent a lot of my time working on passing the guard. But I think round one went perfectly. One of the judges gave me the win, and then two of the other judges gave Tye the win, which was pretty surprising because the number one criteria was initiating action. And I think that he just he threw a couple clubs, but that was about all he did in round one. So I think when you're going against a legend in the sport like Tye, they're always going to give him the benefit of the doubt. So after round one, I thought that I needed to do a little bit more in round two. And I thought I was doing really well. But at the end of round two, I kind of made a mistake, and I tried to stand up when he had me in the reverse triangle, and then I tried to throw him over the alley wall, and then I kind of got caught in a bad position there. And then round three, I thought was going really well, but since I lost the first two rounds, I decided that I needed to go for a submission late in the fight with 40 seconds left. So I started attacking his ankles, and then that was the end of it there. He was able to roll through and get to a knee bar. So overall, I thought that the majority of the match that I did really well. Like I said, I probably could have taken him down whenever I wanted to, but the more time that the match was spent on the feet, the better it was for me, because I was winning the hand fight, and I could decide when to take the fight to the ground. So the game plan was kind of just to hand fight for the first 4 minutes of each round, and then try to take him down with a minute left in each round and try to win it that way. But the ref showed a little bit more favor to what he was doing, and I think showed more favor to his submission attempts, which was supposed to be the number two on the criteria. But he obviously, it didn't end up mattering in the end to get the knee bar. But I think that, not winning those first two rounds definitely changed my strategy in the third round with short time.
How is Tye's wrestling?
His hand fighting is pretty good, but he just basically clubs really hard and stands up. So whenever guys are standing up pretty straight, it's hard to snap him down. But I didn't really feel like he had any attacks. So anybody could really stand there and club and fake and hit you in the face. And I think that he did that really well. And he's obviously really aggressive, and just give him credit for not pulling guard in the first place. I think that wasn't a good strategy for him to stay on his feet with me. I think it would have been a better strategy for him to pull guard. So I definitely respect him for staying on his feet against me. He does have decent a sprawl. I think the biggest attribute of his jiu-jitsu wrestling is his threat to submission. So a couple times I would get deep on his legs and he would start going choke. So I would have to kind of bail from the position and, sprawl or let him sprawl on me. So I think that definitely helps him being able to threat submission from anywhere. He's very dangerous. And, whether he's in leg entanglements or he's in the front headlock or whatever position he's in, he's really good. So just having that in mind, that's kind of why the game plan was to pick and choose my spots and not just try to take him down all the time. But I think that, more than anything, it's just, his threat to submission makes his wrestling better. But if it was just a straight wrestling match, I think that, you know, I would have been able to just take him down whenever I want.
Was the guillotine tight?
Oh, and round one and round two, I think I shot a double leg, and I tried to switch my hips and get over to the other side, but he was able to throw his left leg up on top of my back and kind of crank that guillotine. That was definitely tight. I was getting lightheaded. I thought that I was defending it good, but then I realized I wasn't. And I realized that I was not close to going out, but definitely starting to get lightheaded. And then I just tried to keep his knee away from my hips and try to just keep my head as strong, my neck as strong as possible in that position. And I was able to eventually get to my feet and then pass my head to the center line and pass his elbow. And that allowed me to slip the front headlock or slip the guillotine. But I was really happy that I got out of that, because when I first got in it, it was really tight. And, you know, when I go against Isaac, Michelle, he gets me out of that position, I don't really get out of it. So I was really happy to get out of that position.
What happened at the end of the second round? It seemed like he was getting a bit chippy.
At the end of the second round, that's when, so he had me in that reverse triangle. So basically what happened was I was underneath, and I probably should have stayed underneath, but I got to my feet. And then when I got to my feet, because he was maybe trying to go for a crucifix, and I got to my feet and he locked in a reverse triangle. And then at that point was when I tried to throw him over the cage, which I probably shouldn't have done. I was just trying to make the match more exciting. And then we went flat, and he was choking me with the reverse triangle, but it wasn't very tight, the choke itself. And you know, you could probably see me in the match giving a thumbs up to the referee. So I was good there, but then I didn't continue to move my hips like towards his head. So he grabbed my foot and then started like cranking me, and it hurt my neck and my back my neck's pretty sore now. And my back's a little sore. And that hurt really bad, but I was like, I can't tap to something like this. That would be soft. So I just didn't tap. And then he kind of stopped cranking it, but then the whistle blew. And then right after the whistle blew to the end of round two, he like jumped to a heel hook and cranked that. So he was trying to submit me after the bell already rang. And I just thought that was a little bit of a dirty move, but I think he was just trying to I think he's just like a competitor and he wants to like compete hard. And, but I didn't really think that was necessary. So then, I kind of just like fell onto him a little bit, and then, try to go over and hype up the crowd and get him on my side and, try to win him over a little bit.
Did you grease?
No, I did shave my legs. So, and I used a razor too. So I trimmed them with the Manscaped 3.0. It's not a sponsored ad. But then I shaved, with a razor. And, I think just like as soon as I got sweaty, you know, having smooth legs, it's really hard. It's really hard for them to hold on. But I think, you know, the drier that I would have even been more in my favor, because I had some defenses when he gets to my leg, but because he didn't think that he could score and he slipped out of the shots, I was going to go for Winn-Dixie or some different submission threats from there. But then every time he would shoot and I would sprawl, he would let go and try to duck, or he would try to slip out of it. And he didn't stay locked on my leg. I was trying to let him stay locked on my leg so that I could threaten other things. So, I think having my legs be slippery benefited him even more, than me. Really the only reason I, shaved my legs was to prevent like heel hooks, you know, any ankle locks, stuff like that. He ended up giving me a knee bar, which like having shaved legs didn't really help me there. So I think that it probably benefited him more than me.
What did he say to you during the match?
Well, I thought that he said, so basically, I think this was in round two as well, and I cleared his grip with my knee right after he cleared my grip with his knee. So I thought he said, "Oh, you use your knees too?" And I said, "Yeah." But then it turns out he said, "Oh, did you grease?" did you grease your knees or did you grease your legs or something like that? And I said, yeah. So then it made it seem like I had greased my legs, but yeah, it was just a slight miscommunication there. We'll call it Greasegate. But yeah, it was just it was funny because we kind of laughed about it, and then he headbutted me, and I was like, oh, okay, let's go.
When do you think you're going to compete again?
I don't know. I'll probably take a couple months off, and I don't know. We'll see. Maybe in like November.
Do you think you'll pull guard next time?
No, I won't pull guard. I probably will start playing in the guard a little bit and do some wrestle ups, but I don't even think I need to do that. I definitely want to work on my submission threats. I don't really have this whole camp. I didn't really have too many submission threats, and I think that was one of my downfalls from yesterday, was not being able to thread any submissions. But like I said, I've only been training jiu-jitsu consistently for the last 6 weeks. So I think just as I go, just working on, my front headlock submissions, getting the back. I didn't work on getting the back at all. So I think that, just spending more time in those positions. As a wrestler, I think like getting the back would be my best option to start working for rear naked chokes and different submissions from there. But no, I mean, it was a fun fight. He was definitely very physical and was kind of like swinging his hands a little bit, and we were both kicking each other's legs. But to me, like, we're fighting for $1 million. We're fighting for $1 million, so really anything goes at that point. And there's no hard feelings between me and him, and it's a battle. And I love to fight too. So the more physical the match gets, you don't really get that in wrestling a whole lot. So I'm thinking about maybe doing some MMA now after that fight. I think that was really fun for me. I like getting hit. I like hitting people. So it was fun.
Anything else you want to add?
No, I just want to thank the CJI, and thanks Craig Jones and Seth for putting on this event and giving me the opportunity to win $1 million and to get paid $10,001 just to show up and compete. And that's good for all the athletes, and I'm excited. I hope they continue to do more events like this.